Bedford Purlieus wood, but going to find bird's nest orchids. Dream on. Seriously, I'm having a go. 3.5 hours I've spent in the last week trying to find what might be one, might be two, might be three bird's nest orchids known to be in the same location as I saw them 7 years ago. I'm assured they're still around, but can I find them? Absolutely not. So this is going to be my final attempt, and I really want to find these, or even just one of them will do. I want to tick this off. I want to see bird's nest orchid at Bedford Purlieus once again. And it's evening, light is fading, sun's still up, and I'm going to find them. I'm not going home, full stop. Now I know that somewhere down this path on the left hand side was where 7 years ago I found a bird's nest orchid close to the path. I have only very vague memories of it, but the recently recorded, or one of the recently recorded bird's nest orchids here was pretty much in the same spot. That's why I know it's here. I know it's here, and I'm going to walk past it. I'm going to walk within inches of it. I've just got to see it. I'm absolutely certain it's here. Absolutely certain. Ah dear, this is my fourth trip up and down, I think. I'm sure it used to be on the edge of the path, but maybe I need to veer off a wee bit. And I'll see the bird's nest orchid shout. It's leaf litter, beech leaf litter. That's what they're growing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy cow. There it is. There is a bird's nest orchid, and that'll do me. And it's at the foot of a tree, which is where I remember it being. Let's get up close. There it is. At very long last, a Bedford Purlieus bird's nest orchid. All that effort for this. Wow. Got there in the end. I kind of thought I was going to get it today. I tried this morning and failed, but yeah, got it, thank God. I don't want to come back here looking for that bird's nest orchid. It's the same one. It's the same one from 7 years ago. I recognise the tree now. Now I look up and realise it is a silver birch, which is what I was looking for this morning, and didn't spot that one. I knew it grew near a silver birch tree. I was right on that count at least, so yeah, pleased about that one. Thanks to Alison for her help on this. I've been a complete pain in the ass for her. Lots of questions, but I got there in the end, so thank you very much. Okay, well, it's getting a little bit dark now. I know it looks bright on the camera, but I can't get across the other side now to see the fly orchid field, but I was there this morning, so I'll show you some of the clippage, is there such a word? I'll show you some of the clips I took this morning on a very bright sunny morning. A bit of a disappointing outcome, as you'll see. I hope the comments still make a bit of sense as I'm doing it back to front now. It should have been the first bit, but yeah, I'll show you the limited amount that I did see there first of all. Whoa, seriously bright this morning. I wasn't really going to pop in on the fly orchids this year. I mean, I couldn't see anything better than I saw last year when it was fantastic with dozens and dozens of plants looking as good as they ever have. But I'm going to pop in just see how they're doing. We're a wee bit early for fly orchid, but they've been in flower. I've seen photographs even from this site, so we will find something. Whether it will be as many or more or less, I don't know, but let's go and have a peep. Looks a bit different this year. All this long grass. Yeah, it just looks a bit strange. It didn't look like this last year. It's like something has grown here. Not sure this is a great thing for the fly orchids. We'll see. Yeah, it just looks a wee bit different. Always the same every year. When you first look for fly orchids, you cannot see any, and yet you kind of know they're here. You just can't get your eye in. And once you get your eye in, you hopefully see more. I'm just a bit scared when I'm treading at the moment. I don't want to tread on any. Pretty sure we're warm. There you go. Spotted one. There you go, Bedford Purlieus fly orchid. It's actually well open because the lower you go down, they start to brown off. So this one's been open for a couple of weeks, best part of anyway. There's a few more to open on it. Sign of things to come. Tiny little common spotted orchid just starting to open. Don't get many of these here. Well, struggling is an understatement. Just a couple of plants and that's it. And there will be more, but there's definitely not going to be the dozens that were here last year. I'm a bit concerned that I'm pretty sure this long grass wasn't here this time last year. I mean, generally the whole site is double the height and density down low than it was last year. There's no way fly orchids are going to grow amongst this. You know, they don't stand a chance. So the whole place needs a good cutting down, grazing, whatever they can do. Might have to give somebody a shout on this one. It's definitely not a good terrain for fly orchids. Yeah, not very good, not very good. I mean, I could make excuses and say, look, it's a little bit early, as I always say, but it isn't really. That last one we saw is almost half going over now, so there should be more. The vegetation is dense, it's thick, and it's tall. I mean, it's coming up to my chest in places, and I am absolutely certain it wasn't like that last year. And you know, you look at it and you think, how's a pretty small, flimsy, frail-looking orchid that the fly orchid is? How's it going to cope with that? It's just not going to get it's not going to get its head into the light. It's not going to be able to force its way through. So I think it's as much as anything to do with the undergrowth. I mean, there could be other factors. I'm not an expert, but it doesn't look good. It needs some attention. It needs cutting down. Just cut it down in the autumn. Cut it right down. You know, they're not going to have horses grazing, so just cut it down and let it grow again, and they'll be back next year, I'm sure. I'll probably find somebody's going to turn up now in a couple of weeks and say there's hundreds here, but I don't think so. I really don't think there's going to be very many this year. But never mind, I'm off to the other side of the woods now. Okay, well yeah, disappointing for fly orchids this season after the triumphs of last season, but they'll be back. I think that field needs hacking down, needs cutting right down in the autumn, and if they do that, it will be back. Quick mention to a couple of people, I won't name them, but a couple of people have contacted me in recent weeks saying, why don't you come over here, over this part of the world, we've got some great sites, we'll show you around, and a big thank you to you both for that. I'm very grateful, but as I mentioned to you, unfortunately I can't get away this year. I'm really struggling, a lot of work on, so I can't make it. I will look to try and make a trip up to the northeast, I think, in the latter part of July or middle part of July. I know I was there last year, but I thought I didn't really do justice to Hawthorne Dean and Bishop's Midland Quarry in particular, because I was looking for a specific orchid and paying little attention to the rest that was around there, and I think there's quite a lot there that I just glossed over, and it bugs me every time I see the video, so I'm going to go back and finish that properly if I can. That is the hope. We'll have the summer orchid season about 14 days, 10 to 14 days away to hit the peak. I mean, they're starting to come out now, but I've checked Astor, I've checked Wansford. They're about, I'd say, 10 days away at the earliest from being at their absolute peak, so I should definitely be going out there. I'm going to try and squeeze a trip to Norfolk in at some point as well. That may even be back end of next week. There's a couple of things that I'm looking for over there, so I will be out and about, but no monster trips. But thank you very much to those who have invited me over one day, perhaps when petrol's a bit cheaper as well, because that's a pain at the moment. But anyway, bird's nest orchid, done it. I'm happy with that.